Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the iBUG Buzz number 512 for Monday, December 6th, 2021. My name is Maria, and I will be facilitating the conference tonight along with Sandhya. This is an open forum for anyone with questions or issues with their iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Apple Watch, or Apple TV, and with anyone who is desiring to become more proficient in the use of the accessibility features of these iDevices. We do tend to focus on the use of VoiceOver, the screen reader. So welcome to everyone who's joined us in tonight live, and also those who are listening back via the recorded podcast playback. So yes, this meeting is being recorded, and we kindly have a few rules that we ask everyone to follow to help keep the meeting running smoothly and as high of a quality as possible. We ask that all of the participants, that all of you stay on mute when not speaking to ensure the quality of the recorded conference, as I mentioned. And also, when you want to ask or answer a question, you can unmute and then say your name, and then kindly wait to be acknowledged by one of the facilitators. Again, that's myself, Maria, or Sandhya this evening. So to clear any doubts, we do not use the raise hand feature of Zoom in this conference call. And very important, please do not just speak out or make any kind of exclamations while others are speaking. When you do want to announce yourself, please do wait until there's a break in the conversation. Speaking when anyone else is very distracting and disruptive and rude. So we appreciate your cooperation with that. And once you've asked or answered a question, we ask just that you kindly give some other participants a chance to do so that everyone gets a chance to participate in the meeting before you ask your next question or make your next comment. And again, super important, please do minimize your background noise, like phones ringing or people talking or TVs or clock chimes and so on and so forth. If we do have to tell you twice that you have too much of it happening, then we may have to remove you from the conference again to keep the quality as high as possible. So how to mute and unmute when you wish to speak. In the Zoom app on an iPhone, the mute button toggle is at the bottom left corner of the screen. In the Zoom app on an iPad, it is at the top center of the screen. On a Windows PC, you will toggle it with Alt-A. A is an audio. On a Mac, you will do so with Command-Shift-A. On the Mac and PC, also, you can use the spacebar as a push to talk, meaning that it will temporarily unmute while you're holding the spacebar. And then when you're done, you release the spacebar and you go back on mute. And on a phone, if you're dialing in, you're going to use *6 to toggle the mute and unmute status. So with that, why don't we take a moment to go around the line to have everyone introduce yourselves and where you are from. So I am Maria in Albany, New York.
You think you muted everybody, Sandhya. Anyway, this is Herbie in Houston.
And this is Stephen from Austin.
This is Isaac in Temple, Texas.
Judy in Connecticut.
Jim in Pennsylvania.
All right, welcome.
Chanel in Houston.
Welcome.
Ned from Texas.
Hey, Ned.
Hello.
Dan from San Diego, California.
Hey, Dan and Carol, welcome.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. All right,
sorry,
welcome. Sorry about that. All right, welcome. All right.
Adam from Chicago.
Hello. Welcome.
Linda
Greg
from the Austin area.
All right. Linda and
Greg.
I missed. What?
Greg.
Oh, Greg. Okay, welcome. I have to get better at this, catching two people at the same time. All right, welcome to you both.
Roy in Fort Worth.
Welcome. Hello. Anyone else?
Jody from New Hampshire. Hi, Maria and Sandhya.
Hello. All
Kathy
right.
from Bend, Oregon.
Welcome. All right. Anyone else?
Freddie from Galveston area.
All right, welcome, Freddie. And who is the other person?
Michael in Houston.
Ah, Mr. McCulloch, welcome. All right. Anyone else?
This is Sandhya in Houston.
Welcome to you too. All right. And do we have anyone else? All right. Very good. Well, hearing none, welcome to you all. And do we have any first time callers this evening? I believe we do. If you'd like to say hi.
Yeah, Kathy.
Yes, welcome, Kathy. Hi. So we like to find out from our new callers. First of all, great to have you on board, and we like to find out a bit about you, how you, in terms of how did you hear about us, and what kinds of iDevices you have, and how long you have been using them. So feel free to share any of that if you'd like.
I found out about the class from Nancy Stevens. I went on a hike with her through Oregon Adaptive Sports, and we just got to chatting, and this class came up, and her role in the organization, whatever. And I have an iPhone, and I've been using the iPhones since they came out. And I've been using VoiceOver. I don't know. I think I'm in week 8.
Okay. Very good. Well, happy to have you on board and hope you learn a lot of things, as I have and we all have as well on this call. So if you typically we do kind of reserve if you as a new caller have a question, we give you kind of the chance to start us off and ask the first one for the evening. If you do have one, if you don't, that's okay too. But if you do, feel free.
I do not.
You do not. All right. Well, let me then then switch over to Sandhya, who will tell us about some of, because this is one of many, many events that iBUG does throughout the month. So Sandhya is going to tell you how you can find out more information about us, and where you can, some of our upcoming events where you can find out about all of them, and just also some upcoming exciting changes to the iBUG timing. So Sandhya.
All right. Okay. So we are excited. Lots of things happening this week. Let's see. Tomorrow we have the iBUG Mini Buzz on Clubhouse. That's another platform. The information is on our website if you'd like to join us there. It's similar to this call, but from 5 to 6 Central Time, discussing all things related to the iPhone and various peripherals. Then on Thursday, we get to talk about the iBUG iBUG Vila Book Club, and we're reading The Lions of Fifth Avenue. And that is, I think it's Fiona Davis, and it's DB 99,608. It's 10 hours and 39 minutes. So if you start now, you might just finish by Thursday. So we'd love for you to join us for that. And the facilitator will be Shelby Roberts. So that is going to be so cool. And I love her name. She sounds like an author already, right? Okay, so then what do we have? We have Friday, we have the movie night. And stick around if you want to find out what that wonderful film will be. That will be at the midpoint at the, at 8:30 or 8:30 Central. We will disclose that. Then on Sunday, we have the iBUG Cafe hosted by Shri Roy. We're going to be talking about all kinds of password management applications, and that is critical. Security is so important, and so we're really looking forward to that. I think that'll be a very powerful and informative presentation, so we hope you'll join us for that. Social media, we have our website, ibugtoday.org, ibugtoday.org is the best place to get all your information about what we do and how we do it. And so there you can register. It's all free. Everything we do is for free. We are a nonprofit, but if you feel compelled or would like to donate, we would gladly accept your donations. And we're a nonprofit organization, so any donations are completely tax deductible. Okay, let's see. Other social media. Facebook. We are facebook.com/group/iBUG today, where you can post questions in between these various trainings, and you will get a multitude of answers, not just one. Twitter is at iBUG today, and our Twitter master, Herbie Allen, is constantly tweeting out lots of good information about accessible technology and the Apple world and where those intersect. So check it out, follow us there. And we also have a mentoring program for anybody learning to use their iPhone, beginner users specifically. Please complete the application on our website, and then we will match you up with one of our amazing advanced users. By the same token, if you are an advanced user and would like to be a mentor, we would love to have your services as well. And we are eternally grateful to everybody who is helping us with that program. With that, I will hand it back to,
no,
sorry. Yeah, I forgot. Let's see.
I even gave a build up.
I know.
It's okay.
So what is going to happen in January? Well, we are shifting our time. We are moving iBUG Buzz from the 7:30 time slot to 7 p.m. Central Time. So we will be starting right on the hour, a half an hour earlier. So we really hope that you guys will make your adjustments, make a note in your calendar, and join us. So beginning in January, not yet, not until January 3rd, we will start the new schedule. So thank you for the reminder, Maria, and I'll hand it back to you.
Very good. Thank you, Sandhya. Think of it as new year, new time. See, and you'll remember, hopefully. So that I find that very exciting with the time change being on the East Coast. So with that, who would like to get us started this evening with the first question or comment? Any app that's been giving you issues, or any new app that you have tried or played with?
This is Stephen.
Go ahead, Stephen.
So I don't know if this is a problem unique to me or not, but I've noticed lately that, and I don't know if it happened in this latest update, but it seems like my data, my cellular data, whatever you call it, in settings in a lot of my apps has been turned off, so that when I'm not in Wi-Fi, I have to go back in and turn them on. I have to go into settings and then go into that app and turn on cellular data again. So I'm just curious if anybody else has had that problem, because it's rather puzzling. It's like Facebook, Twitter. I don't know. There's several other apps. I mean, I don't know if it's turned off on all of them or just some of them, but it seems like there's quite a few of them that I had to go back in and turn it back on again. So just curious if anybody else has had that issue.
All right. Has anyone else had their, and I know it's a little dialogue that says like cellular data is turned off for app.
Yep.
And then it tells you what it can't do because it's off. And it says like, go to settings, or like, I forget if it's like, okay, or not now or something. Or
Yeah,
close.
I think you have that option. But yeah, that's exactly what it says.
Yep. Has anyone else had this happen to them? I think I've had this happen to me actually. And I think one time the setting was even on. So I don't really know where that came from. But
yeah, but it won't let me do, like, I was trying to check in on Facebook the other day and it will not, it keeps making you retry to post, retry. So it definitely doesn't.
It's not like,
that.
Yeah, it's like acting as if your data isn't enabled.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Weird. Anyone else, particularly with Facebook, but in general?
No. Maybe it's
Well,
just unique to me.
Well, the thing about the random popping up isn't, like I said, I've had that. I haven't had it with Facebook, so it might be time for the good old uninstall and reinstall sometime.
Yeah, it could be. And like I said, I don't know how many apps it's actually done that for.
Yeah.
It's just the ones that I've tried to go in, when I'm away from home.
Right.
It's been
Exactly.
doing
Yeah.
that.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if it's some sort of data optim. I have no idea. I agree. It's very odd.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yep. Thought I'd throw it out there.
All right. Very good. And I apologize. My Lacey's making some noise. It is windy and raining and stuff out there. And so something may have hit something or other with the wind out there. So, all right. Who would like to ask our next question?
This is Jody.
Go ahead, Jody.
Well, it's more of an announcement. I got an email today from Bookshare that you can now there's a new Bookshare reader on the A-Lady, and you just have to tell her to enable Bookshare Reader. But you do have to go into your your A-Lady app, and put in your Bookshare information in order to get it to work. So
To link.
It's only available for individuals now. It's not available for schools or students.
All right. Well, thank you for that. So yes, and so far as you have to go into the app, that's definitely related to this. But if you want to perhaps discuss that Bookshare skill more, that is a good potential topic for our Android Insight call.
Well, this is Herbie.
Good. All right. Go ahead, Herbie.
One thing I will say that is related is don't forget you can. It's kind of cool now because really you have two options for reading Bookshare on your phone because the A-Lady skill, there is a built-in Alexa in the app as well. So I'm assuming that could also read the Bookshare books. So even if you don't have a physical device, you still have the option, or you want to have her reading to you while you're on the go. So I'm pretty sure the app itself would work for reading books, and then I also like to use, of course, the Voice Dream Reader. That's very popular. And then there's the Bookshare app, so Read to Go or whatever. So I guess there's 3 ways now you can read Bookshare books on your phone. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think the Read to Go might have been discontinued by them.
Right.
But I thought I read somewhere as another way that couldn't you, if you used Safari and if you downloaded, because they have different form, or even whatever, if you downloaded using something else and put it in Dropbox or what have you, you could read it using the Books app too.
You can read it in the Books app. Another way you can read it, you just made me think of this. So if you download the zip archive, you have to have, well, I guess you could maybe try this on the phone. I never have, but there's an HTML file that would read in Safari as well. So that's even another way you could read Bookshare books. So
yeah. Yeah, many, many ways. I don't know if their own web reader and such that they have is compatible with iOS. So
This is Jody.
yeah. Okay, go ahead, Jody.
Yeah, if you go to the Bookshare website, you can read the book there, or you can get the Capti app or the Dolphin app. Although the Voice Dream Reader app, or the Voice Dream Reader app is the best way.
Yes, I am quite partial to Voice Dream myself, but it's good that there are definitely choices for different types of styles of use, for sure. And what's nice too with these third-party reading apps is that you can purchase voices to use with them, like some of the more, the vocalizer voices are good too that come with iOS, but we all seem to have, it's such a subjective thing, but we all seem to have our TTS that we like. So whether it's the Ivona or the Neo Speech or the Acapella and such, you can purchase those. So, but do be warned though that with the iOS, the way the sharing isn't there between the apps. So if you bought one set of voices in Voice Dream, you can't just use them in Capti, say, or vice versa.
This is Marty.
Okay, go ahead, Marty.
A new question.
All right.
About the AirPods Pro.
Okay.
My AirPods Pro used to, I like transparency on, and when I would put them in the case and use them, at a later date, transparency remained on. Now, when I take them out of the case and put them on, transparency sometimes is off. So I have to go into the accessibility and audio visual, and it says custom headphone accommodations or headphone accommodations customized. And then I have to turn transparency on again and turn custom transparency on. I don't have to change the settings, but I have to turn that on.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I have changed, because there used to be a thing where, do you want noise reduction or transparency if you're only using one AirPod? And that was turned on. I switched that off. And it's still sometimes, the transparency mode still sometimes is turned off when I take them out of the case and use them again.
So your settings aren't sticking essentially when it's
that transparency setting isn't sticking.
Mm-hmm.
The others are, but that particular
This is
one
Herbie.
is not.
Okay. Go ahead, Herbie.
So my question for you, Marty, is this. I noticed the steps you take to enable transparency mode, but have you actually gone into the AirPods themselves under Bluetooth?
Yes, but I don't think you turn transparency mode on in there.
Yes, you do.
I do go into that because I've seen
Yes.
they have, there are different settings, but I don't think transparency is one of them.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Transparency and noise cancellation and off. They're all in there. And you can turn it on in there. You can customize the ear thing so that one of them cycles through the different modes if you want. So I would make sure it's selected in the thing. And
you're talking about in the Bluetooth?
Yep.
The Bluetooth
in the
setting
Bluetooth, you go to the AirPods Pro, you go under more, and you should be able to enable it from there and make sure that's selected, and then you should remember that mode every time.
Okay, thanks. Because I know it says at some point, it says for audio customization, go to audio settings and accessibility for a more detailed customization.
Right, that's to be able to do enhancements like adjust the volume level and all that if you want the transparency loud or whatever, but you should see a transparency mode in the main thing there.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
All right, so good luck with that, Marty. Hopefully that will work out better for you. All right. Who would like to ask the next question?
This is Claudia.
Go ahead, Claudia.
I got Focus Pro display a few months ago, but I want to know if there's more information about how to use the Pro display with the iPhone.
All right. I do think we have several users here who would like to give Claudia any resources. All right. Well, I am a Focus Braille display user too. So what you can do, there are a list of common iOS Braille commands. If you do a search of something like iOS voiceover Braille display, something like that, there is an Apple article that will come up. There is also on the Freedom Scientific page, if you go under training, first you click on support and then training, and then there's like a hardware training page, and then there's a focus page. And I do believe that because there's like documentation for the display itself, but I do think there is also some kind of a list of iOS specific commands. The other thing, you can definitely play with key commands if you use the space with K dots 1 3. That's like the voiceover practice mode. So you can press key combinations and see what they do in the space with B or back dots 1 2. That will exit that. And then if you, really wanted to, play and, there are certain Braille commands that are not defined by default and you can define them. For that, you can go into the voiceover settings. So you go on settings, accessibility and voiceover, and then you're going to go into Braille. So this is separate from the voiceover commands section because it applies to keyboard, QWERTY keyboards and gestures. With Braille displays, the commands are done separately for each because, they each have like specific keys that are, different. And so you're going to go, once you go into Braille, you focus on your focus, no pun intended, your device, and you're going to you're going to flick up and down. There's an actions rotor there available. So you'll go to more info there. And then there will be in that screen, the more info, a Braille commands screen. And then they're grouped, but you can, basically go through each group and each command in that group. And you can see, what is assigned. You might have to, go into each command that you want to know what the current assignment is, but the goal is that you can customize them if you want to, but you can also use those for informational purposes as well. And like I said, there are certain Braille features that are undefined by default that you can set keystrokes for. So that's kind of the advantage of that. So
Thank you.
hope that helps. Have fun. All right.
Hi, this is Helene.
All right, go ahead, Helene.
Hi, I would like to know whether someone can tell me how to stop tips from coming up on my screen on my iPhone 2SE. And I had spoken to Apple Accessibility and they tried to help me, but they took away hints, and maybe hints and tips are not the same thing. So I'd like to know where else I can go because it's annoying.
And these by tips, are you referring to those like notifications that come up that actually say, yeah, from tips? Okay. All right. Does anyone have any thoughts on this?
This is Marty.
Okay, go ahead, Marty.
I don't know if you can really stop those. I think they seem to mostly come up when you update to a new, especially when you do like a major update, like say from 13 to 14 or 14 to 15. They'll come up for a couple weeks, and it's to give you different. It's to notify you about tips on how to use different topics like the camera, and I think they eventually go away.
All right. Does anyone, Helene, have you like recently done any kind of an update, or is this like a newer device in general?
No, this is Helene. I did 15.1 when it came out, and that's where I'm at, unless something further has come out. But I'm up to 15.1 and I have a 2SE. And I think that some people may have 15.1.1 because they have a 13 phone, but I don't think, but I have not been notified of a new software update.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes the notification can take some time too, in terms of just when Apple, like when it's downloaded stuff. I don't remember. I have a 2020 SE for work, and I don't remember off the top of my head whether I'm on 15.1.1 there too. You might want to check because my personal's a 12 and it does have that, but that doesn't mean, so you might want to if you go into settings and then general and software update, you will see there whether it is available or not. But yeah, like how long did you just recently update to the 15.1? No. Oh, okay.
No, several months ago.
This and they're still there. Okay, go ahead, Shri.
Have you tried swiping right to either skip or done when it gave you the tips?
This is Helene. No,
yep,
I haven't tried.
Yeah, I would, if you want to kind of bypass that, I think they typically give you an option to skip the tips or hit the a done option. So if you either skip it or hit the done, the tip won't come back.
this is Helene. I
Yep.
don't know where the done is. It sort of comes up under the time, like it's, in other words, it's right, you know, and it'll notify me. And so there's no done or read or anything. It just
This-
comes up on the.
This is
the front.
Marty. This is
Okay,
Marty.
okay, hang on. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Morty.
When the tip comes up, it's
Oh,
like any
hang
other
on, Morty, you're getting some background noise. So if you can either just move away.
Sorry, I went ahead and muted everybody. Okay, come back, Maria.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yep. Who
This is
is
Shri.
that?
This
Shri,
is
go
Shri.
ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you could probably just double tap on the tip and it should bring up the tips. And I typically, most of the time I just skip it. And once I skip through the tips, it goes away.
So that's just to clarify, so that's opening the actual, so there's a tips app and that's what you're getting these notifications from the tips app. So it sounds like what Shri is saying is to, you know, double tap on the notification the next time it comes, which will open the tips app, and then that you can dismiss it, either a skip or a done or something from there. And it might take its cue that you don't want to see them anymore.
This is Marty.
Okay, go ahead, Marty.
Yeah, all my clocks are done. You can, when the notification comes in, it's like any other notification. You can, I think, swipe down once and it says clear, or if you swipe up once, it will say dismiss. And you can either dismiss it or clear it. It's just notifying you about those tips, those features. You don't even need to open the tips or anything like that. Just either swipe down once to clear it, and then that should get it off your phone.
Okay. Yep. For that specific notification. And so then I guess you can kind of see if they come back, or whether, because on your phone too, like Siri is supposed to be sort of like looking at what you do, right? So in theory, if it sees that you're, you know, clearing this notification and such, it might kind of get the hint that you don't want to see them anymore. So, all right. Anything else on the tips? All right. Well, then Helene hopes some of that helps to kind of make them go away a bit. All right. Who
This
would
is
like?
Ned.
All right. Go ahead, Ned.
Yes, this happened to me today when I went to my Messenger app. A dialogue, a message came up and it said focus. I can't remember the second word, but it said focus blank is available for update. And if you don't update, I think the gist was you could lose your messages or not receive messages. And so I had a choice of either updating or not now. I didn't know where I was going or what this would do. So I said not now. And then I went and got my message in Messenger, and that was it. So what was that all about? I don't know.
And this is Facebook Messenger, or what is this?
Yeah, Facebook Messenger. Yes.
All right. Does anyone
Focus blank needed to be updated, and I would, if I didn't update, I would lose messages or not receive messages, and I didn't know what I was doing by updating, so I just let it go.
All right. Anyone had this experience? I haven't opened Messenger in a couple of days, so I am not much use, but just okay. Anyone else have any thoughts on this?
This is Sandhya.
Go ahead, Sandhya.
I've had a sort of similar thing. I mean, not quite what you're saying, Ned. I'm sorry, but every time I go into the Messenger app now, it tells me that it needs to update and, you know, do you want to start it now? So it's not what you are saying, but it seems like every time I go into that app, it asks me to do something. So I don't know if it's a new something, things have changed in there, or I don't know. But anyway, those are my 2 cents.
So I guess this is Maria. So I guess
this is Ned.
Okay, go ahead, Ned.
So Sandhya, when it says update, do you update or do you just you ignore it?
Well, I think it's asking me, it's saying this was restored or something. So do you want to restart, or do you want to do it later? Okay. And I just keep saying later. So I think it's kind of different from what you're saying. But
okay, thank you.
About the focus. I don't know. I haven't heard that, but
okay. All right. Anyone else?
This is Shri.
Go ahead, Shri.
Ned, have you tried to go to the App Store and look at the Messenger and see if it's requesting an update?
No, I have not.
This is Shri. So if you, it might tell you that there's an app update for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just updated my app. So like that also could be why I haven't seen this. But and also just a heads up, Ned, that when you go into the app store and your account to check your updates, Facebook and their messenger, well, just in general with their apps, they tend to give you very nondescript, you know how they're supposed to give you with the updates, like a description of what's new. And they basically are very good at saying nothing. They'll say like, bug improvements, fixed bugs and performance improvements. And like, we work hard to give you the best experience or something like that. Like it basically doesn't mean anything, but I guess they want you potentially to update. So, all right. And so hopefully I think that sounds like you might want to go in there and check and see if there is an update.
This is Ned. I will investigate.
All right. Very good. Good luck with that. All right. Who would like to ask the next question?
This is Shri.
Go ahead, Shri.
So my question is related to the auto lock on your phone. For some reason, when I set my auto lock to 1 minute, it's locking around 45 seconds. When I changed it to 2 minutes, it's locking around 1 minute and 45 seconds or 1 minute 40 seconds. And I'm wondering if anyone else is having this issue where it's not locking at the appropriate time that you assigned it.
All right. Anyone have an experience with auto lock? Well, it sounds like this is a homework assignment for some of us to try out and see what happens.
So this is Herbie.
All right, go ahead, Herbie.
So I kind of heard, but repeat. So what exactly is it doing?
So yep. Go ahead.
No, this is Shri. So basically, I set my auto lock to go to lock on 1 minute.
Right.
But what is actually happening is around between 40 and 45 seconds, the phone is auto locking.
Because that should be the warning that it's about to auto lock, and then it should lock afterwards. Like I think it was like, because I turned off auto lock a long time ago. I actually found it more annoying than helpful, and I found 1 minute to be way too soon. Actually, I recommend if you're gonna have auto lock, you may want to try 5 minutes, because I remember I did used to have it on auto lock for 1 minute, and I guess I never counted the seconds at the time to see if it was doing exactly what you did. All I knew is it certainly seemed to lock after 1 minute, but for all I know, that could have been 45 seconds. But like I said, 1 minute was just way too little time for me back when I had that. It's set that way, and then so.
Nikki.
All right, go ahead, Nikki.
I had that exact same problem when I upgraded on an iPhone 8 up to the 15.1 last week. Because I had it on never auto lock, and it kept doing the same thing. So I kept changing it. And I finally did not a factory reset, but I did a forced reset, and that took care of the problem. So you might try that.
Okay. All right. Anyone else have any thoughts? Anyone else have any thoughts on auto lock? All right. I guess I just have a question. Okay, go ahead, Morty.
Well, my only thought is when I first got my phone, which was 6 years ago, whatever the auto lock default was, I think I had it on that. And then I just turned it off and I just lock it manually because I didn't like when it locked indiscriminately. Or when I was doing something, even though it was the 1 minute or whatever, I didn't want it to lock, and I just turned it off.
Okay. Shri, is it telling you like screen dimmed before it locks, or is it just locking?
This is Shri. So basically, I do hear it says screen dimmed, and then about 10 or 15 seconds later, I hear a click sound.
Yeah.
And when I
Okay.
hear that click sound, then if I go and try to swipe up, it says enter your password. So it tells me that the phone got locked.
Locked.
And we were counting, I was counting
Yeah.
one
Okay.
Mississippi.
Right. Well, maybe its thought of a second is a little different from yours, perhaps.
Or
I don't know.
Or this is Sri, maybe it follows the IST time.
Anything is possible, that's for sure.
This is Marty.
All right, go ahead, Marty, and then we can shift from this.
Related to that, is there when under iOS 8, between iOS 8 and iOS 9, the sound when your phone locked changed? Is there any way to change the sound, or are you stuck with the sound that it makes when it locks?
Oh. Anyone have any thoughts on this one? I know I have my voiceover sounds turned off, so I didn't even notice. Is this, does anyone know, is this a sound that in your settings under what is it, sounds and haptics? Is this a sound that you can tweak? Well, Marty, maybe you can go into your sounds and haptics and see if this is set, and also under voiceover as well under the sounds, and see if you can find it.
This is Marty. I did check a few times, and it only gives you the option of turning that sound on or off. It doesn't give you the option to change it. Now, I haven't checked recently, so.
Sure. Well,
this is Sri.
All right, go ahead, Sri.
They're just throwing something on left field. Maybe there's a shortcut that you can create. Maybe. I'm just guessing.
I don't know. Lots of things are possible with shortcuts. So it maybe that's something to explore. But I know like Apple's revamped a lot of sounds recently, like even like the keyboard clicks and things like that. So they might want you to stick with the more mellow or whatever. All right. So, well, have fun playing with that if you do check out with a shortcut. And otherwise, if that works, and otherwise, if it doesn't, you might just, it might grow on you. All right. Very good. Who would like to ask the next question? As someone who hasn't asked one yet, have you thought of a question you'd like to ask?
Donna?
Go ahead, Donna.
Okay, I've been having issues with the Amazon Lady A app. I am still on 14.8.1, and I was told to fix the situation, you would need to activate the screen recognition and then put that in your rotor. So what's going on is when I open up the Lady A app and go down to devices, you get the screen that locks in place. You can't do anything with it, can't get out of it, and all it says is favorites. But people that have been able to turn on their screen recognition say when you do that, it has a button at the top left where you can back out of there or close or whatever. But if you don't have that screen recognition turned on, then you can't get out of that. You have to close the app. I've looked for screen recognition. I cannot find it anywhere. I went into accessibility and voiceover and all that, could not find it. Just wondering if anybody knows where that is and if it may be called something else in 14.8.1.
This is Sri.
All right, go ahead, Sri.
First question is, Donna, what device do you have?
I have a 10, the original 10.
So I'm trying to figure out what version of 10 brings up that feature of the screen recognition, because on the older devices, you don't have that option. I don't know if it's 10R or it started allowing that feature to be available.
Mm-hmm. No, I've got the original 10.
So if you went to settings, accessibility voiceover, I believe it's after the Braille is the recognition option. If you don't see it there, that just means it's not available in the particular device you have.
Yeah, because I didn't find it. Yeah.
Okay. The second thing I will tell you, I was in the Amazon app yesterday. I was doing our outdoor Christmas lights, and I went to devices. I didn't have any issues scrolling. The only thing I saw or I heard was a lag. I saw a pretty long lag as I was swiping. So I just swiped and I waited like 3 or 4 seconds till VoiceOver told me. Then I swiped again. That's the only thing that I really noticed yesterday when I was on the app.
Yeah.
This
No,
is
every time.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Every
Go
time
ahead.
I go into the app, and especially if I click on devices at the bottom, the tab on the bottom, I'll get that favorites and it'll freeze the app. You can do a workaround by going to settings or more, and then settings and then devices, but you're having to go around your elbow to get to your thumb doing that. So
So yeah, first of all, thank you, Donna, for this was literally the comment that I mentioned I was going to make in the in the pre-show banter, if you will. So first, so I wonder, Shri, if you're maybe not using an up-to-date version of this app, because or maybe it's just with newer devices, because I experienced this as well. And thank you for that tip, because I just did it. And yes, there was a got, it said introducing favorites, and then it said once I turned on the screen recognition, it said like control your home, and there was a got it button, and I clicked that. Now it's gone. I know that doesn't help you, but so it does come back to working like normal. But yes, I'm looking up the voiceover recognition, and it does say that you need in order to, let's see, on the iPhone, it's iPhone 10s, 10s Max, 10R or later. So it looks like you're just the generation before, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's what I needed to know. So
all right.
thanks.
And thank you for the tip. You've helped me. So sorry that it didn't work out for you right now, but hopefully you can find another way, because it does seem like a one-time kind of thing. You get rid of it. And unfortunate, I think that this whole thing is I don't know if this is actually still the case, but when I went to a presentation that Amazon was giving at a convention, and I actually got to speak with their head of accessibility, and he said that they use something called, oh my goodness, is it like React or Active or something? It's like something that Facebook of all people maintain, some sort of a framework that enables the app to more easily be ported to both iOS and Android, apparently. And this React or whatever it's called, I'm blanking on what it's called. Apparently it could use a little bit of accessibility work, and they said that they've contributed to it to some extent, but they are a little like limited in some respects. I mean, this is a couple of years back, but I'm guessing it's still the case, because just the way the app kind of looks, and some of what it does, like on my Braille display, a lot of things show up as like flash messages and things like that, which is kind of strange. So I'm guessing that's kind of still the root of this whole issue. So anyone else? Yes, go ahead, Jody.
Yeah, I had that happen too when I opened that app, and my workaround for it was I turned VoiceOver off, and then at the bottom of the screen, of course you have to hit or miss because you've got VoiceOver turned off. But if you tap on the bottom of the screen, there's a dismiss button that only works if VoiceOver is turned off. And I was able to do that, and then after that, it never came up again. So that's another workaround. But it's a pain in the neck.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Well, hopefully one of those will help you out, Donna, or hopefully maybe you can, if worst like comes to worst, get some sighted assistance for like the one-time thing. So, and everyone report this thing to Amazon. Like, go into your Amazon help, and for A Lady app, go into the help, and there's like a feedback or something. I need to look up what it's called, but like submit this to them. The more of us that complain, in theory, the more like it will actually be paid attention to. So, because there are other things like, I don't know if anyone's noticed, like VoiceOver for me anyway, the speech goes into the earpiece when the app opens and stuff. So that's been there like forever. Yeah. So again, we need to politely say something. All right. Very good. Who would like to ask the next question?
Jim?
Okay, go ahead, Jim.
Yes, I was trying to send messages over the weekend, and I went in, brought up my message, wrote it over to letters, and then tapped return a couple times and then hit send. And then I got a message saying that the message could not be sent.
Mm-hmm.
There was an issue. I then went and dictated the message and it got sent anyway. Has anybody run across that? Or, do I just have too many messages in my message app or what?
What was this message? Was it like a send failure?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
All right. Anyone have any comments on send failure?
This is Herbie.
Go ahead, Herbie.
So I'm assuming this was an iMessage that had the send failure.
Yes.
So usually one of two things is going on. Either it's on your end or Apple's end. Or because, even if somebody has their phone off, it would just be on the server waiting for them whenever they get their phone active again. But usually it's because maybe there was a problem with your internet, or there could have been a problem with Apple's own servers where, it was just jammed up. And usually I find that to be the case. The very times I get a send failures, it's usually something on the Apple server end. But it usually, if you double tap the button, though, you might have the option to send as text at least. So you could try that and see if that at least goes through.
Okay, all right. Because it happened Friday night and then it happened again on Saturday. I thought, geez, this is odd.
And have you double checked to make sure the person hasn't blocked you or anything? You're a nice guy.
I know they haven't. I know.
Okay.
I don't have that many enemies yet. I'm trying.
Not yet. Okay. But
This is Sri.
Yes. All right. Go ahead, Sri.
So I was in the impression that if it failed going through an iMessage, doesn't it try to then send it as an SMS message?
Does anyone know on that? I didn't think it did. I have had it do that when someone is offline, like when they don't have service. I've had it send us text message, but I don't think I've ever had that happen after a send failure. I think it just maybe it tries it and then it sends a send failure if that doesn't work or something.
This is Sandhya.
Go ahead, Sandhya.
I thought it asks you, you can, maybe you said this, Sri. So you can send it again. It tells you it failed and it asks you, do you want to try again? So I guess when you tried again, Jim, it still didn't work.
No, I didn't get any of that. I didn't get any of that
this
dialogue.
is Herbie.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I think you have to double tap the send. Oh, sorry.
Yep. Go ahead.
I think you have to double tap the send failure button for those options, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, that sounds, it's been a while, but yeah, that sounds right. And then it's a little alert, I think, that pops up that says try again
Try
or
again
reset.
or send.
Yeah.
You should see an option that says try again or send this text. It's been a long time since I've had
Because I just didn't see that at all.
This is
I
Sri.
think you have to try
This is
double tapping
Sandhya.
the button to see
This
if
is
that works.
Sandhya.
Okay, go ahead, Sandhya.
Everybody, we've got to slow down and let Maria run the call, please.
Thank
Sorry.
you. Thank you. Everyone's fine. Okay, Shri, go ahead.
So
I
Jim,
heard
did
you.
you check under your settings mail and see if you enable the iMessage to be able to send us an SMS?
No, I didn't. I didn't think to do that.
Okay, if that's turned off, then it's probably not going to send it an SMS.
Okay.
All right. So that's something to check out as well. And hopefully this won't happen very often.
No.
But all right. So next time you get it, it sounds like try using the double tapping on it and see if you get some options.
This is
Sounds
Herbie.
good. I'll do that.
Oh, very good. All right. Go ahead, Herbie, and then we can shift. From
Yeah, so I was just thinking about, let's see, the last time I had an issue where it sent as text, it definitely did it automatically. I was trying to send the message. I'd put my phone in airplane mode, and it didn't. It has access to the cell tower, but not the mobile internet. So it still sent, but it sent as a text message, but it didn't give me any errors or anything like that. So that's why I think usually those send failures are an Apple server error, and that's why it's not just going to automatically send this text. And that's what I think is going on.
All right. Well, hope this gives you some more strategies for when it hopefully doesn't occur again in a very long time. But if it occurs again, let's put it that way. All right, very good. Who would like to ask the next question? We have about 6 more minutes until the halftime.
This is Freddie.
All right, go ahead, Freddie.
I have a question. When I'm in the TV app watching a show, and I wanted to find out, is there a way that I can stop the messages like the time announcement and different messages like that without, instead of turning off the speech? Is there any way I can stop those messages without having to turn off the speech?
Are you talking about the time, like the time elapsed of your show?
No, I'm talking about like I'll be listening to a program, and then it'll announce the time, like it's 2 o'clock, or there'll be interruptions by just some.
Okay, go ahead. You can finish, Freddie, and then we'll go
sorry.
to her.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, then. All right, go ahead, Herbie.
Simple solution that I can think of is if you're running iOS 15, you could create a focus mode that will run whenever you have the TV app open, and that would, essentially silence all alerts and stuff while you're in the TV mode. And then if there's any particular app that you want to always get through no matter what, let's say you want to make sure that your phone will always ring, you can set that in the customized focus status for the TV, and you'll find that under where the do not disturb settings used to be in the settings. So that's something that would be my solution anyway.
Okay.
All right. Anyone else?
This is Terry.
Okay, go ahead, Terry.
I'm trying to do there we go. I was doing the space key, but it kept.
Oh yeah, no, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it kept yammering space at me, and I didn't want that. So.
Oh, okay.
But good. So I have a TV related question. Unfortunately, I no longer have my 1-year free subscription to I guess call it Apple TV.
Yeah, the Apple TV Plus. Yeah.
Is that, yeah, I don't have an Apple TV per se, but when I purchased my phones, my SE, I got this free year's subscription, and I could never get it. I could never get the audio to work. So I'm thinking if I ever wanted to try and subscribe, and it would give me all these on my iPhone. It would give me all of these TV shows and things, and I would select something, but I could never get it to play. So what am I doing wrong? Or is that not such an easy question to answer?
All right. Does anyone have any thoughts on, so this is specifically with the Apple TV Plus content?
I guess so. Yeah, I would go into TV to the TV app, which I assume is where I'm supposed to go. And then I would see the different shows, different content, but I could not ever get anything to play.
Interesting. Okay. Anyone have any tips on how to get Apple TV Plus things to play?
This is Shri.
Go ahead, Shri.
One thing I would suggest is looking at one of the cafes. We did a deep dive on how the Apple TV app works. Now, on the bottom of the tabs, are you clicking on the TV tab, or are you clicking on the library tab? Which tab are you clicking on the bottom? Because there's one tab is associated with Apple TV Plus, and one tab is associated with the TV where you've actually purchased or renting movies.
To be honest with you, I don't know.
Okay. Well, either way, when you click on the movie, you should have some menu you should have the play toolbar come up. Did you notice when you double tapped on the whatever that you started with the play button? Did you get the toolbar when you click on the middle of the screen?
Nope. Not that I'm aware of. Let's put it that way.
This is Sri.
Yep, go ahead.
I would suggest like double tapping on the screen while after you hit the play button and see if the play toolbar comes up.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Herbie.
So yeah, the Apple TV app has been interesting, and depending on, so how long ago did you get the new, because you mentioned a year subscription, and that's why because the Apple TV used to be a little bit more quirky, but it's actually become more reliable lately. So you may want to, you could always try it for the low price of $4.95 a month, and now see if you have better luck. But there should be like an originals tab that has all the Apple TV series, and then you click on the series, and then like Shri said, there should be a play button, or you can kind of go down and there's like, you can pick the season and watch the show, and they kind of change the layout every once in a while a little bit to make it more interesting for everybody, because it's now like a season picker that shows up at the top of the thing now. I was looking at it the other day. So they've changed it a little bit since introducing Apple TV Plus, though. So depending on how long ago you tried it, if it was a year ago, I'd say you might actually have better luck now.
This is Terry.
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
2 months ago was the last time I
2 months
tried it, and
ago. Okay,
that's
it
when
should've
my
worked.
prescription ended. I mean, my subscription.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to click on the show, and there should be like a play button at the top, and you double tap it, and the media thing should pop up, and all that jazz after you click on the seasons, after you click on the show. So
This is Shri.
Okay, go ahead, Shri.
So Terry, and just a quick question: do you know if you currently have? Do you have the Apple iCloud? Are you purchasing the iCloud storage, or are you listening to Apple Music at all?
I'm not listening to Apple Music. I do have iCloud storage.
Are you paying for the 2 terabyte?
Yes.
So I'm just letting you know, they do have the Apple One choice, and depending on what other Apple subscription you're interested in, I know the 2 terabyte is what, $9.99, and if you're interested in Apple Music, like I basically just bite the bullet and paid the $29 to get, pretty much Apple's full a la carte, which includes the Apple TV Plus. So I'm just, if you might want to just look at the numbers to see what all you subscribe to within Apple, and if you bundle up, it's definitely cheaper.
Okay, this is
Right. Well, with that, and yeah, I guess it'll kind of depend too on what you already have or what you're interested in getting. So with that, we have reached the time for the halftime show. So I will turn it over to Sandhya.
Thank you, Maria. Wow, we really flew through the first half, and we would like to give anybody a chance who didn't get to say hello the first time, say who you are and where you're from.
This is Terry.
All right,
and
welcome.
I'm from Arlington Heights.
Welcome.
This is Brad. I'm in Dallas.
Brad and Priscilla, welcome.
This is Helene, and I am now in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh, wow. Okay. Glad to have you, Helene.
This is Marty, and
Hey,
I haven't moved. I'm still Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
All right, Marty.
It's Kathy, still in Tulsa.
Kathy, still in Tulsa. Okay, welcome.
This is Shri in Virginia.
Shri and Nikki, welcome.
Thank you.
Anybody else? All right. So, who's that? Somebody? Thought somebody's about to say this. Okay, no. Okay, we are just going to do a real brief announcement. I mentioned this earlier. Just want to make sure everybody heard. So starting on January 3rd, we're moving the start time of iBUG Buzz to 7 p.m. Central Time. So we're moving up just an increment of a half an hour. So hopefully you can set your time and your calendars to remind you of that change, and we will be sending out reminders as well. And I know you guys all know how to use your calendar app because we have talked about it. All right, so that's one announcement. And then, oh boy, let's see what's happening this Friday. I think it's iBUG night at the virtual movies. And with those marvelous clues is the marvelous Mr. iBUG guy. Marvelous Mr. iBUG guy, are you out there?
Oh, well, I never was it ever.
Why?
Yes, yes, we are here.
We are here.
They are here. I changed my pronoun. I forgot.
Stop it.
All right, all right, all right.
You are confusing all by yourself, whatever pronoun you are. Okay, go ahead.
And yes, we have some great clues for tonight. And just to remind everybody, don't shout out any answers, titles only. Oh, I forgot. This is Michael Matters.
You're getting worse. Okay.
All right. Let's get started with
wait, we didn't tell them when the movie is.
Oh, you didn't tell them that. Okay, is that my job?
I guess it is now.
Not my job.
Okay. It's on Friday, this Friday at 8 p.m. Central here on the same Zoom conference line. We'll have social time at 7:30 where we play music clues and think about how they're related to the movie and God knows what else. We have jokes, so come and join us for that. And then after the movie, we have social. We ask everyone to share their thoughts about the movie and trivia. All right, so now, we'll go back to the clues. Sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
Yes. If you want me to do the announcements, you got to revise my contract.
Oh, well, double your salary.
I get $1 per clue right now, so I appreciate the raise.
Not worth $1. Go ahead.
All right, clue number 1. Our film this week is set in a snowy place that we have seen in a previous film.
This is Shri.
Shri.
Fargo.
Fargo. That's a snowy place. I don't know that we've ever been in North
Dakota.
Yeah, North Dakota, Fargo. I don't think we've had a film in North Dakota yet. But good guess. Anybody else before we move to clue number 2? It's a snowy place. We've seen a film in this snowy place before. Okay, moving right along to clue number 2. Okay, I can't hear. All right, there is discussion among the critics as to whether this is a fully secular story or if it is a Christian allegory.
Wow, that's a big word. Allegory?
Hey, I got lots of words for you tonight. Okay, Maria.
Is it maybe a Christmas Carol?
A Christmas Carol is absolutely correct. Ding, 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 ding.
Wow.
Yes, yes, yes. Very good, Maria. Got it on clue number 2. But I'm going to read clue number 3 because I had a new word in there.
Oh.
The film captures the zeitgeist of mid-Victorian revival of the Christmas holiday. All right, I got my zeitgeist in. Thank you.
Got your zeitgeist. That's the first on iBUG, I'm pretty sure.
All right, Johnny, what do we have for our winner this evening?
Whoa, it's first for iBUG, Maria. It's always dangerous when I say that, isn't it?
I'm a
But
pioneer
it's
or a
fine.
guinea pig.
Yeah, well, either way, it's all good. As long as you're not on a treadmill or I don't know, whatever. Or what are those things? Anyway, wheels. You are going to you get two wonderful gifts in case you can't decide what to do with the first one. The first one is a smoking jacket, and then it's, well, of course, going to be in the iBUG colors, and I'm sure it'll look smashing. And you can, I don't know if you have to smoke just because you're wearing a smoking jacket, or just look cool in it.
I heard it's made of silk.
Oh, a silk smoking jacket.
Yes,
well,
the
there-
finest silk.
All right. Well, that should be interesting, and you'll be quite the scene with your red, white, and black silk smoking jacket.
I'll have to post a pic on the iBUG Facebook page.
I don't know. It sounds pretty scary to me. And
I know.
In case you didn't know, it would go just lovely with my red and black silk PJs.
Oh my God. Well, maybe she'll gift it to you. And
That's
then,
right.
And then here's the other gift that you never know when you might need, especially because you live in New York. It is a candle snuffer.
Oh, a candle snuffer.
I don't, not really quite sure what that is, but
Not
it is
quite sure.
apparently used in the film to, well, I would think snuff out candles. So, or you can use it to hit somebody. I don't know. But anyway, so for good or bad.
It goes well with the anatomical snuff box we had last week.
This is Jim. Doesn't she also get some chains? Because there were
Yeah.
chains, from Marley,
Oh, yeah.
Need some chains.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Chains.
That's right.
Ah,
That's
thank
right,
you, Jim. We're
Mom.
going to have to ask you next time. Okay.
Yeah, he
Our
should help you come
friend
up with a gift.
Hey, you don't like my ideas? I mean, they're amazing. Okay. All right. So enjoy your your candle snuffer and your smoking jacket. Just don't catch yourself on fire. Okay.
Smoking
Now-
jackets are made of silk. I had one.
Okay, good. All right,
Yeah.
so we are now moving on. So the movie is A Christmas Carol, that Charles Dickensian classic.
Oh, by
All
the way,
right.
it's the 1984 version starring George C. Scott as Ebenezer.
Scrooge.
All right, Mr. McCulloch, would you like to say goodnight in your silk pajamas?
Maybe.
Okay.
No, I lost it. Never mind. We will be back again next week. Thank you, one and all. See you Friday at the movie.
Oh, good. I'm glad you didn't play your lovely music. Okay, so now with that, we are going to do, or this is our, what we're going to do now is the iBUG Bites. It's a 5-minute segment and a helpful clue and hint for your daily life on your iPhone, and then we'll return to questions. So let me mute everyone 1 second. All right, Maria, you can come back in.
All right. Yes. So in order to help you, and I'm going to show this with iBUG because I know you can never get enough of iBUG in your daily life, but you can apply this to anything. I'm going to show you how to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's just one more way you can connect with us. So we're going to open up our YouTube app.
YouTube cast button.
All right, very good. So that we don't need. It allows you to cast, unless of course you have like something like a Chromecast and you wish to cast iBUG on your big screen TV in your house, which we would definitely encourage if you'd like to do that. But we're gonna flick a couple of times to the right with one finger until we get to the search button.
Notifications.
Now, in the notifications, once you've subscribed to the iBUG channel, once you've checked out some of our videos and you've played them on YouTube, and YouTube realizes that you like to, watch our stuff, it should hopefully start giving you some notifications whenever we upload a new video as one of the ways that it will notify you. But we'll keep going.
Search button.
All right, and that's a button. So we're gonna double tap.
Search field is editing.
And to get that into editing mode, and we're going to type
iBUG.
iBUG. We're going to search.
Cap back button.
Now, in the case of iBUG, it nicely is going to take us to a result. FYI, if whatever you search for doesn't take you to the result, sometimes because good old advertising, sometimes depending on what you search, the first things you'll land on are like product pages or websites and such that are related and not like actual YouTube content. So you might have to touch near the center of your screen and then say do like your scrolling gesture on the 3-finger flick up to scroll and then touch the center again, and then you should land on YouTube search results. But we're not going to encounter that here because I guess we're not cool enough to have like our website show up here yet.
iBUG button.
So that
heading.
So that button heading for iBUG, if we double tapped here, it would open up the search field again.
Clear search button.
And so hence the clear search field button corresponds with that.
Cast button.
Again, the cast.
More actions button.
I'm just flicking to the right. More actions. We're going to keep going.
iBUG today. 116 subscribers. 56 videos.
Look at that. 116 subscribers and 56 videos. Now, before we go into that, you can subscribe right here. If you flick to the right.
Unsubscribes from this channel. Button.
Mine says unsubscribes because I'm already subscribed, but yours, if you're not, it would say subscribe to this channel. So if you double tap, you would be subscribed. So how to access now our content since you've subscribed, we're going to flick back to the left.
iBUG today. What back button.
And now we're in iBUG's channel. Now, if we're just going to flick to the right across the top, you're going to have tabs of different types of content.
iBUG today. Heading, cast, search, button, more action, selected, home.
So we
tab 1 of 5.
So
button.
As we heard there, in our case, we home.
Videos, tab 2, playlists, channels, about.
And those are our 5 tabs related to the channel. So if you did, for example, want to see our videos, you would go back to the videos tab. If we flick to the left,
videos,
a few times.
Back. Button.
And then if we just touch here near the top, but kind of top center, top middle of the screen.
Date added, newest button.
I landed on the first video and then I flicked to the left so you can see this is a mechanism for sorting, and right now it's set to sort by the newest date. And so then if I just flick to the right, here comes
iBUG Android Insight app, iBUG Apple Workshop app, iBUG Mac and top.
And there and so on and so forth. You can see all our great content, and all you need to do is double tap and that will play our video. That will bring up the video player, which is an accessible experience. And if you want to come back to browse our content, there's a collapse player button which collapses it near the bottom of the tab order, similar to like the mini player if you have experience with like the music app or other apps that do this with the minimized video player when you collapse it. And so once you collapse it, you can go back to browsing our stuff, and if you want, you can from the tab order, if you go down to the bottom with the YouTube tabs and then you flick to the left, you'll land in the mini player and you can expand it again, double tap and see all the controls. So now once you subscribe to this channel, you can do this whole search thing, but you can also go
subscriptions tab.
Now I'm looking at the tabs along the bottom, of which there are several, but I'm just focusing on the subscriptions tab. This is closer to the right bottom corner, not quite in the bottom right corner, but second to the last from the right. And if you go here into your subscriptions, what it will do is sort them by default by relevance. So if you keep watching our stuff, our subscription or the link to our channel or the button to our channel is going to be right there near the top. Otherwise, you have to flick a few times and browse your subscriptions to find it. And then below the list of your channels, you get a queue of the latest content that's uploaded. So if you check that as soon as we upload new content to YouTube, it will be there in your queue for you to check out. So I hope that helps you to find some of our content, of really any content that you like, but more specifically to find our YouTube content a bit more easily. So with that, I'm happy to take any questions.
This is Herbie.
Okay, go ahead, Herbie.
One little tip I did want to mention real quick. I'm assuming you guys get this if you're not a premium user, but if you were to have swiped one more time in the search results after the iBUG today and the subscribe from the channel, the next option you would have actually come to was the notifications. and that lets you customize. Do you get notified of every video, or like it'll kind of go based on your popularity, how relevant you think the content is by default, but you can customize it so it will alert you to every video. So that is to the right of the subscribe or unsubscribe button.
Ah, thank you for that. Yes, that is here. Let me see if I can quickly show that.
Current setting is personalized notifications. Tap to change your notification setting for iBUG today button.
And there you go. That's exactly what Herbie's talking about there. So indeed.
All right. Any other questions from Maria?
This is Dan with the question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, on the iBUG channel, if you bring it up, you said on the bottom there's a tab that says playlists.
That's along the top. It's more along the top or the channel tabs. On the bottom or the general app tabs of like the home, the library subscriptions and so forth. But along the top more are the channel tabs.
Okay, the playlist tab you're talking
Yes.
about. Okay, so let's assume that iBUG had a playlist, which they do not have. But if they did, if you hit that tab, could a person then bring up the playlist for that specific channel?
Yep, absolutely. And then just like as it sounds, a playlist would show you the group of videos that were put into it, and you could choose to play all, or you could double tap on one of them to start playing from that position and so on. So yes, absolutely. That's what it's there for, is to filter by those different types of content.
This is Sandhya.
Okay,
So,
go on.
just so there are playlists, and they are divided by there's one for Android Insight calls, there's one for Macintosh calls, there's one for the Buzz, and the one for Cafe. So we already have some playlists created, so that way it does help categorize we help you listen to all of them, but if you want certain ones, then you can go to those, and the Buzz, of course. So
very
all
good.
Right. Okay, great question, Dan.
This is Sri.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, one thing I was just going to also suggest is if you do check out any of the YouTube videos, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't just watch it, hit the like.
Yes, and definitely subscribe. So excited. Thank you. All right, anybody else? Question from Maria, subscribing to YouTube.
This is Sri.
Yes, sir.
One of the questions, Sandhya, do you allow comments on our YouTube videos or no?
Yeah, there are comments.
Okay.
I've seen comments, so I guess they're allowed. So tell us what you need, or yes. All right. Thank you, Shri. Thank you, Maria. Great demo. Okay.
Back to you, Sandhya.
Oh, thank you. All right. So we're back to the question and answers. And that's what we're here for. We want to give anybody who hasn't had a chance a time to ask a question or make a comment. It gets kind of crazy and fast and furious. So anybody who didn't have a chance, first hour, this is your turn. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Jim.
Just that Freddie had asked about when he was watching Apple TV, how to deal with interruptions. And one thing I did that worked for me is once I got to playing For All Mankind, which is a great series, I'm putting in a plug for it. What I did is I just did a 2-fingered or 3-fingered double tap, and it muted my speech, and I didn't have to worry about being interrupted.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
Sure.
All right, Freddie, I hope that helps. Yes, it's another option. And just follow up on what he was saying. I don't know if it just kept on telling you the time. Sometimes, maybe you can just move the voiceover focus so it's not on the clock. I don't know if that may have been part of the problem. I don't know, but it sounded like you were getting various notifications, not just the time. All right. Okay, thanks, Jim. Okay, who's next? Somebody new question? New problem?
This is Dan with a question.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Okay, I'm trying to get into iCloud on the web. And so when I go to iCloud.com, I get a message that says, if you want to use your Apple ID, which I do, just hit the continue button. The problem is that when I double tap on the continue button, nothing happens. And so I'm kind of stuck. I'm wondering if anybody else has encountered this problem.
All right, using iCloud on the web. Anybody have a?
This is Sri.
Yes, sir.
So do you have two-factor authentication turned on for this?
Yes, I do.
So when you hit continue, you're not getting any alert from some of your other devices saying that, or using your either your Face ID or fingerprint to authenticate the two-factor? You don't get any of those options?
Well, I can't even get the continue button to work. When I double tap on the continue button, nothing happens.
And are you accessing this through your Safari on your phone?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions for
This is
Dan?
Herbie.
Herbie.
So have you just tried using, like, you're trying to access the iCloud website. Have you just tried going through your iCloud settings under settings, you know, under where your name is and all that, and trying to do what you want to do there?
I haven't, no, I haven't looked into that, but under iCloud in settings, I would assume that that's only to change settings referring to iCloud. Is that correct, Herbie?
Yes, but the website, what are you trying to do on the website? Let me put it that way then. What are you hoping to accomplish on the website?
Oh, wow, that's a great, that's a loaded question. I am trying to find Pocket Recorder, the app.
So you've installed the app Pocket Recorder and you're trying to find the data from it?
No, I have not installed it. That's the problem, because when I updated from a previous phone to iPhone 13. When I try to install it, it says app not available in the App Store, therefore I can't install it. So I'm curious to see what it's showing up in iCloud for Pocket Recorder.
So you could probably find out in the Files app, actually, under iCloud Drive, if there's a Pocket Recorder folder there, but it would only have the data. With what you're trying to do, you really need some. I don't know if that can't be done on the website. The website is really a clunky version of telling iCloud what to sync, what not to sync, and it's a pain to navigate no matter what you're using. But I think what you're trying, you may have to. I wonder if Pocket Recorder is no longer available, and that's why you can't download it. And I don't know.
That's right. That's correct. It's no longer available in the App Store.
So I think you may have to. You should still. You might have a Pocket Recorder folder in Files under iCloud Drive, like I said. So I'd look there.
Okay, good. I'll try that. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
All right. Anybody else on this topic? Okay.
Maybe this is Jim.
Yes.
Maybe I missed something, but could it be possible that Pocket Recorder is no longer available to run on his phone?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Okay.
It's not available.
Might have to come up with another alternative for it.
Yeah. All righty. Good luck, Dan. All right. Who's next? Somebody new. Somebody who hasn't had a turn. Anything weird going on with your phone?
This is Sri.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to give a PSA announcement that I read article today that if you're an IRA user and if you're a guest user on it, they are going to prioritize to those who are paid. So if you're just a guest user, you might be on hold.
Okay, thanks for that. Yeah, I saw about emails, wondering about that. Okay, thank you, Shri. Okay, I have a question then for y'all. Okay, in the wonderful text group text threads that we all deal with. So suppose you have a group of 4 people and one of those 4 leaves for whatever reason. Then does that person, let's call that person, let's call her D, A, B, C, D. So D leaves and then D wants to come back. Can she re-enter the conversation? Or once you leave, are you out for good? Who has any thoughts? Any thoughts?
This is Herbie.
Go ahead.
So have you tried adding person D back?
Well, I'm just wondering, I mean, D left, so I'm wondering, can D come back? I haven't tried to add D back.
I don't know why they couldn't, unless they were blocked or for any reason, but you should be able to add D back.
No, can D herself re-enter?
Can D herself
That's the
re-enter?
question.
No, that can't be done.
That's what I thought. Okay. All right. Thank you.
This is Shri.
Yes, Shri.
What if D was the originator of that group?
No, D is not the original of the group.
No, I'm saying, what if she was? Could she add herself back in?
I don't think this is Herbie.
Yes.
I don't think so. I think the thing you have to remember with the iMessage groups too is it's not, it's a group message thing, but it's not like a chat group that like you might get on WhatsApp or other places or whatever. It's still ultimately a message group, but I don't think. Actually, for that matter, though, if you leave a message group, would the group even still exist, or would it could be disbanded? So that's an interesting question in itself. But
all right, so we kind of think that they cannot come back in. Okay, thank you. All right, who's next? Somebody new with a question? New issues people are having. Anybody with a question? Problems that they're having?
This is Dan.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Okay. Since we got a little bit of time, I know
it's all about you, Dan. Go ahead.
Okay. I know that one of the guys on here knows a whole lot about focus, and I'm wondering about. I don't quite understand what personal focus is. Maybe someone could kind of clarify that.
Yeah, there is a person on here that's all about focus. Focus. Okay, does anybody else want to explain what personal focus is? Anybody who hasn't had a turn wants to help out? Help out, Dan. Okay, so basically, yeah. Well, no, what it is so the focus is just a form of, do not disturb, really, right? So you can set it for your bedtime, you can set it for, different things. You can, when you're using a certain app or, based on time frames and so forth. So maybe from 11 to 5, you don't want to be disturbed. So that's your sleep schedule, or so you can set one up like that. So there's a personal one. Maybe you work out, or you do certain things in the morning, and that's your personal time. So then you could set up a schedule. It's like, okay, well, when I'm using this workout app, I only want calls from A, B, and C, and I want to be able to get notifications from my text messaging app or something like that, but nothing else. So you can kind of customize what will come in to you while you're using your workout app. Okay. So that's an example, or it could be very similar. You could, be reading a book. It could be whatever. Personal is just basically whatever it is that you want to do. All right. There's some preset ones on there. There's a work one, like maybe when you reach your work location, it turns off all your notifications from all these other things so you don't get disturbed. So there's lots of customization there. But if anybody else wants to expand on that, they're
This is
welcome.
Jim.
Go ahead, Jim.
If you check out Blind Abilities, they do, the way we do Apple Bites or iBug Bites, they do an Apple Bites, and they just did a segment on that recently. So you might want to check that out. That might help.
Great. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. I will do that. I was thinking about doing that anyway. So that's
This
great.
is
I'll
free.
look for that. I'll look
Yes,
for that.
and also Stephen, we did one at the last Apple workshop. So he did the thing about focus on there as well. So I would encourage you to check out our most recent Apple workshop from November. Okay, go ahead.
This is
Shri.
Shri.
Yep.
So you can also set it up so that you can set the focus to not whatever you set up your focus for one device or all your devices. So you can be very specific. And when you enable it, if certain devices you want it to go through, or certain devices you don't want it to go through, or you don't want any of your devices to go through.
Okay, so personal is just sort of a general classification, then is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. That is, I mean, it's just really customizable. That's why it's personal, right? So
This is
This is Shri.
okay, Herbie and the tree, and then
I was just going to mention too that you're going to see several focus modes that are preset that Apple kind of set up to give you an idea too of how they can be laid out. Like there's a driving one. I don't recommend most of us, if any of us, using that one, because we shouldn't be driving. Maybe, I don't know. But there's several like example focus groups that they have, so you can kind of see how they and then you can of course customize your own or whatever too. So label it whatever you want as well. So.
okay, Shri.
I was just going to say the same thing he just said.
Okay, good. All right, very good. Okay, good luck with that, Dan. All right. Who's next? Anybody else? New question?
Jody?
Jody, go ahead.
Yes. Of course, ever since updating to 15, none of the hourly chimes work anymore. And Fred mentioned that his hourly chime went off on the hour, and I'm wondering what clock app he is using so that maybe we can get an hourly chime back again.
Freddie, is that what happened? His hourly chime went off? I missed that. Okay. Well.
Yeah, he was talking about when he was using the TV
Right,
app,
watching
that
the
his
video.
hourly
I just
chime
thought it
went off.
told him,
And
oh,
it's
his
like,
chime went off.
ooh.
Freddie, if you're out there, you can chime in. Ha ha. Okay.
Oh,
I know that was really
That
bad.
was
I'm
bad.
sorry. It's getting late. Okay. All right. Well, okay. Maybe we'll have to.
This is Herbie.
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing I do know, there was an app I tried the other week. I think it was called Sound Clock. It would work if the screen was unlocked. So, like, it would be, for instance, if you're watching the TV app, but it would not work if the screen was locked. So.
Oh, okay.
Or voice clock. That's what it was called.
Yeah, I saw that. I tried that, but I'm sorry.
And like I said, I could get it to work if it was unlocked, and Freddie is still on here, so I was
Okay.
looking. So.
Well, maybe later. All right. Thank you,
Thank
Jody.
you.
Great question. All right. Okay. Who's next? Somebody else or anybody else with another question? Even if you've asked a question before. Any weird questions? Safari questions, Facebook questions, they're all fair game.
This is Shri.
Yep.
Has anyone noticed that the dictation accuracy has gone way down after 15 dot?
Okay. Anybody noticing that? I guess Shri is
Jim.
noticing that. Jim?
Yeah, I noticed that years ago that it had started going down in quality. It just never quite got to be what Apple wanted it to be for whatever reason.
What? I think he's okay. So you were saying, but more recently, Shri?
Yeah, this is Shri. So I've noticed like a lot more inaccuracy occurring now than it did before. Like if I say hello, it says calling, and I don't even know how those two are even close.
Mm-hmm.
This is Jim.
Yes.
You know what you might try? I don't know whether this would help or not, but go in and set up Siri again. get her used to your speak mannerisms, if you know what I'm saying.
This is Herbie.
All right, go ahead.
You know, one other thing you could definitely do if you're not doing this already is use a corded headset like the ear pods when doing dictation. That is going to give you the best results. And you know, also try that, but definitely resetting Siri as well, getting her used to you. I think part of the problem could be though too is because Apple kind of alluded to this last year, and it really confused a lot of us because the thinking was that dictation used to be on the phone itself. But then Apple made a very interesting comment in their 2020 event about how dictation was on the server. So I'm wondering if they've actually, the dictation is going through a server now instead of being processed directly on your phone, and that could be affecting things. So that's just a theory that I have.
This is Brad.
Okay, Brad.
I thought it's the other way around.
That's what I thought.
Speech
Yeah, go ahead,
used to be through the cloud, and now it's more of it is actually on the device.
I'm talking about dictation, not Siri.
That's what I mean, dictation.
Right.
I'm sorry,
No.
I said Siri. Excuse me.
Nope. It
Because I was
used to-
also
well,
thinking
that's
dictation
okay, but yeah.
and Siri are not the same thing.
No.
I thought dictation was dictation and Siri's a separate deal.
Okay, so Shri is talking about dictation.
Right,
This is
dictation.
Ned.
Correct.
Okay, so
But
hang
it
on,
was
Brad, finish your
suggested-
thought.
It was suggested that resetting your Siri might help dictation, and I thought they're separate.
Okay, Ned.
Yes, I've experienced the same thing. I'll say hello and it'll print the word call. Or if I use the pronoun I, it'll say hi, H-I. And so what I have done is I will get my phone ready to dictate and I turn voiceover off. And there's far fewer errors when voiceover is off. And after I finish my dictation, I put voiceover back on and it comes out the way I want it. So that's how I've dealt with that issue.
All right.
This is Helene.
Yes, go ahead, Helene.
I was traveling from Woodstock, New York to Arizona, and I sent a list of foods that I would like. And when I got here, my driver, Chris, who takes me everywhere, knows me for 4 years, said, "I'm sorry, I'm still laughing." She said, "Your list was hysterical." And one of the things it said is I wrote eggs and I wrote no antibiotics or hormones. And she said, WHOREMOANS. She said, "I don't know what you were thinking."
This is a PG program, okay?
Yes.
Wow, Helene, be careful.
Yeah, so I
Thanks,
didn't
Brad.
get all my.
Brad, go ahead.
I have experienced numerous issues like that over the
Yeah,
years and have
yeah.
found that it's always best to check it before sending it. You never know what it dictates. You know what you meant, but what it actually dictates is somewhere not at all what you meant.
Wow. Well, luckily you went to a friendly person. Okay. Somebody, who's that? Jody or Helene?
Yeah, this is Helene, but
Yes, ma'am.
I just it read it back to me as hormones.
Yeah. So yeah, she did check it, but yeah, see, it would hard to detect what it was.
This is Brad.
Okay, Brad.
I meant check it letter by letter, character by
Oh.
character. Yes, I could tell you some stories that are not PG. So
Not
want to be
PG.
very careful.
Mm-hmm. So you could do that, Helene. And Brad, why don't you tell her how she could do that?
Well, this is Brad. You want to put your focus on the edit field where you're messaging. Sometimes we'll double tap. It puts it back at the beginning. I use my rotor. Go to, generally I'll go to words first. Then I start going through word by word. And if something sounds questionable, I flick up, go to the beginning of the word, change my rotor to character, and we'll go through character by character. If I heard hormones instead of hormones, I would certainly be checking that character by character to make sure it was what I had meant.
All right, Helene, thanks for making us laugh today. Okay. All right. It's a very important lesson, so don't say we didn't warn you. Okay.
This
Good.
this is Shri.
Shri.
Can I just ask a sub question to what I just asked earlier? Do you know if anyone used voice control to do dictation? And if so, how well did that work?
Anybody using voice control? I'm not sure if we have anybody doing that. Sorry, Shri.
Oh, it's okay. Thank you.
Okay. Who's next?
Linda.
Linda.
Is there a good ad blocker for Safari?
Okay, great question. Anybody help out Linda?
This is Brad.
Brad.
Oh, we talking, I use one. Well, I use one on my Mac called AdBlock Pro. I'm trying to think if I've got it on I believe there's an iOS version of it as well. And it's a pretty good one.
So it's just called Ad Blocker.
AdBlock Pro.
Ad Block Pro.
Oh,
okay.
This is Shri.
Shri.
I use Norton 360, and one of the options there's an option to an ad blocker.
This is Jim.
Go ahead.
Isn't there something within Safari that you can turn on that will block the ads anyway? I kind of thought there was under settings in Safari itself.
All right. Anybody?
Jody?
Jody. Yes, go ahead.
It seems to me you can turn pop-ups off. But whether the ads are pop-ups, I'm not sure.
All right. Thank you, Jody. All right. Anybody else helping Linda with ad blockers? Okay. Great question, Linda. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Who's next? Somebody new. Anybody? Trying to think. I've been having some weird Facebook issues, but now I can't remember what they are, of course. But okay. Who has the next question? Well, I will give you a follow-up. I was able to, last week I was asking about how to subscribe to a magazine. And it was, I was trying to subscribe. I don't know what it was, but anyway, it was there. I guess I just was impatient. I thought it would be there, whatever. But anyway, it did show up. So thanks for all your help. So that was good. I was happy about that. And I guess I discovered something new in the magazine, in navigating the BARD magazines. You can, there's like articles, and then there's headings and subheadings. I just accidentally stumbled upon that. So that was pretty cool. So just beware. Right. Anybody else? New question? Problems?
This is Maria.
Yes, ma'am.
I was just curious. I mean, it's not a big deal, but just wondering. So in the Audible app, when I'm looking at my library of stuff, and this could be like a volume thing because I have like 500 or whatever things. But anyway, I do like reading. What can I say? Anyway, so like I'm going and I'm tootling along. I'm flicking to my stuff. And then I'm like, oh, I went too far. And I flick back. And instead of flicking me back to the left, it takes me to the big, like so there are a bunch of these buttons before you get to the titles that allow you to filter like by stuff you've downloaded, by stuff you haven't started, and like by different like podcast, like, type of content, whatever. And so like, then when I flick left, instead of taking me left one title, it takes me back to those buttons. And so then I'm kind of like at the beginning again. So I have to like make sure if I've gone too far to like touch the screen, and kind of move up that way, which is like, if I'm using my Braille display, that kind of, defeats like the purpose of that. So I was just wondering if anyone else has had these like scrolling weirdnesses where it's not scrolling.
Scrolling weirdness.
Or back, scrolling back. Yeah.
Scrolling back in Audible. That sounds crazy.
This is Shri.
Shri.
So Maria, are you talking about, so when you go down the list of all your books that you've got in your library, and you click left, it's not going to the book before?
Yeah, like it's going back to those buttons where now I don't know if, because I just literally did this whole huge update today. I usually let it do the automated thing, but I did a manual update and I downloaded like 64 things. So I didn't check if Audible was one of them. So it's like very possible, maybe that like an update resolved this, but I'm trying to like see in real time. But yeah, it was like, because I just tried this like this afternoon and I went too far in the list and I was like, oh, I want to just like go back one. And then I went back one and I landed on the sorting and filtering like buttons. Like, oh no.
This is Shri.
Go ahead.
I mean, I don't have as quite a number of books as you do, but I remember when I listened to a couple of days ago, I was able to swipe left when I was going to the library and it went to the previous book.
Wow.
But
That's
nice. I don't know but I wouldn't think quantity would control that factor.
So let's see. So I'm trying it now. I'm like moving down. I'm going like far down into this list. And then I go left. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wait, it's letting me. Oh, no. It's back to, it's back to the finish. Oh, okay. Well, okay. So at least it's keeping my position. So, okay. So it's like halfway fixed. It would be nice for it to just go and be at the title to the left, but what it's doing now is like it's taking me back to the finished or wherever, like where the number of titles or wherever, somewhere in this sort and filter dialogue. But then when I do scroll back to like flick back to the right, I'm sort of where I'm not at the complete top. I'm sort of, I don't know, like kind of where I need to be, not really, but like not near the top. like it's just not like keeping the place well.
This is Steven.
Yes, Steven.
So have you tried like when you flick to the left and it takes you that sort of thing? Have you tried like just touching the middle of the screen? Because sometimes when apps go out of focus, I notice if I just touch that, like maybe in the middle, it usually takes me either back to where I was or pretty close to it. Have you tried that?
Yeah. That's actually a really good point. Yeah, I'm going to try that right now. I'm like testing this out, like going somewhere deep down and seeing, okay. And then, so you're saying like touch to the before, not do what I was saying, if I just purely explore by touch, yes, I can scroll it up. But you're saying if I do the whole like flicking to the left, okay, and then get it to,
or you don't even,
and then I touch the middle,
or even if you just touch the middle, then you do it.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Where am I? Let's see. Ugh, it's so hard to know where I am. I'm not quite on the same title, but I need to use the like hints. I need to use the 3-finger single tap to kind of know where what it appears to be is that like VoiceOver isn't scrolling the page. Like, remember those like way back in the day in Clubhouse, like there was the bug where it wouldn't scroll the events page and it would only show you what was visible. That almost seems to be like what's happening, because it's like whatever is visible on the screen and then it takes you to the sort and filter buttons. Like it doesn't stay in that list and keep scrolling back, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really weird. And like, when I'm touching near the middle of the screen, I'm not landing quite on that same title. I'm not really sure where because I don't know my order of my titles. I'm not quite sure where I am. It's like the best, I found the like easiest thing to do right now is to kind of like search if I'm like looking for something, but it's kind of nice to just like browse, sometimes to like get some inspiration.
This is Jim.
Yeah.
Okay, Jim.
Bard Mobile used to be like that, and I don't know what they did to correct the program, but the touching the middle of the screen with one finger used to straighten it out. Where if you were going down through a big list of books, because maybe you hadn't checked new listings.
Yup.
And if you went in to look at a book and then came back out, it would leave you somewhere else.
I remember that.
And what you had to do was just touch the center of the screen, and it would stabilize you.
Right. Yeah.
So
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What seems to be weird though is that like maybe it's not liking that because I'm not like switching out of it. Like this is still doing all these shenanigans like still on the screen. So
This is Shri.
Hold on. We're getting some weird sounds. Okay. Come back, Shri.
This is Shri.
Yeah.
So I just tried it right now, and I'm in my library of my audiobooks, and I'm going back and forth, and it's just reading the previous book, then the next book, and I go down, and it's working
so if you
like
flick, back, like left, like a couple of times, like 2-3 times, even like it's not. Wow. Okay. But wait, you weren't having the A-Lady issue, are you running the latest version of these apps? I wonder if like I'm running a newer version that messed something up. And I shouldn't have updated, maybe.
This is true. I don't know what version I'm running, but like I said, I've never had that problem where I can. But like I said, I don't have. I have like 1/5 the amount of books that you have. So, but that shouldn't really come into play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you go into your profile and your settings, I think, doesn't it give you, I'm running Audible 3.61 and in parentheses it says 695. So if you go into the profile and then in the lower right hand corner, that tab, and then you go into settings on the profile page, it should tell you. So
I could, I'll check it and I can ping you.
Okay, he will check it out. That is pretty weird stuff. Thank you, Maria. Sorry, it sounds very frustrating. All right.
One of these days it'll be fixed. I'm guessing there'll be an update. And I think Amazon has a history of this. Like even with Kindle, like there used to be the Braille bug where when you turn the page, you'd go to the bottom of the page instead of at the top. Like there has just been weird it could maybe, I wonder if it's even because my Braille display is connected and maybe it's not liking that. I really don't know.
This is Shri.
Okay, there are a lot of factors there. Go ahead, Shri, and then we're moving on. Go ahead.
I don't have any of those things connected, so that could be a factor.
Yeah, that might be it. There. All right. Anybody new or anybody else has a question? We're kind of nearing the end of the call.
In 4 minutes.
I actually have another focus question. Has anybody noticed where I have a set focus when I want to be, like my bedtime and whatever, and it's not turning off? Has anybody noticed that, or have we talked about that on here?
This is Maria. Yes. I had that happen literally this morning. Like I had my sleep focus. Right? Is that yeah. And I stopped my alarm, and usually that turns off the focus, and it didn't. It was just like stayed on. And so I had to. It's been quirky. I've sometimes had it where it doesn't turn on when I'm expecting it to, and then clearly now it doesn't turn off sometimes when I'm expecting it to.
I was like, everybody's like, "Oh, I called you," and I was like, "I didn't hear it." I called you. What's wrong? Are you okay? And I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm here."
This is Steven.
Yes, Steven.
Yeah, there are some inconsistencies with that because I've had that happen. Well, where I thought I had turned it off, and I was still missing calls or text is where it seems to be the worst for me. So yeah, there are some glitches or inconsistencies in some of the focus modes.
Okay, so
this is Shri.
Really be sure to turn it off. Okay, go ahead, Shri.
So are you guys, those who are using focus, do you guys find it's such a great benefit compared to just turning do not disturb on and off?
This is Steven.
Who would like to go ahead, Steven?
I prefer the do not disturb. I mean, I understand there are some good customizations, as I of course went over in the demo, but sometimes it just gets like a confusing maze for me, to be honest. So I just prefer to turn do not disturb on or off.
This is Maria.
Maria.
When it does work well, when it turns on and off like I wanted to, I really like that you can automatically trigger it based on app. That's where I have a reading one set up when I open the Kindle and the Audible, and and I have like another one set up in Board, what have you, but like I have another one set up too for different categories. So like that's useful. And I like that you, like Stephen was saying with the customization, like, yes, I have some contacts that bypass do not disturb so that it doesn't matter. But like, say I still want to get, I don't know, like if it's a calendar app of an upcoming appointment, or like a weather app, like how I had about this like heavy downpour, like I still want to know about that. So I personally like them. I like the fact that I don't have to manually, in theory, I don't have to manually turn them on.
Right. I would agree. This is something I would agree with Maria. I mean, I didn't do any of that fancy stuff. All I was just doing is continuing my bedtime, do not disturb that I already scheduled. And just recently I've been noticing the issues of it not turning off. Okay, but keep going out there and exploring. I mean, whatever helps you out. And if it doesn't work, then go back and do it the way you want to do it manually, I guess. So this brings us to the end of the call. Thank you so much, Maria, for helping me facilitate tonight. Thank you. And
thank you to everyone who participated.
Yeah,
and made this very lively call.
Yeah,
Lots of
very
questions.
lively. Good questions, good answers. We thank everybody for helping. And reminder, this week, tomorrow is Clubhouse, mini buzz from 5 to 6. Thursday, we have Vila Book Club from 6:30 to 7:30 Central Time on here, Zoom conference call, listening to The Lions of Fifth Avenue. And then on Friday night is iBUG Night at the Virtual Movies. We're going to be watching that classic, A Christmas Carol from 1984. And then on Sunday, the iBUG Cafe from 4 to 6 p.m. We'll be discussing password apps so we can all be safe and secure. So with that, we will be back next week. And remember, starting in January, not yet. We'll be starting at 7 p.m., no longer at 7:30, but all through December, we'll keep continuing it at 7:30. All right, with that, we will say goodnight and have a great week.
Have a good night. It's time to turn on your sleep focus.
Yeah, sleep focus. It may not turn off.
Northeast people, be safe.
Be safe.
Thank you. You too. All right.